Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? I hope you guys are all great. For those of you that know me, I'm sure I'm the last person that you thought you'd see on here. And for those of you that don't know me, my name's Adam, and I am normally there, but some things in my life have changed over the last year, so I can only be in Tucson every other week. So
I'm happy to be here with you, even though I'm not really there with you. I am always there, guys, with you in prayer. So change. What have you noticed? Change in the Life Night. I mean, if you've been to Saints Peter and Paul Life Team before, you notice that you came in a different door. All right, doesn't seem very different. The food's on the opposite side of the room. There's a table upside down. Change happens. Does this change really matter? Is it going to be like this huge deal? You guys going to sleep over it? No, most likely not. You're going to forget about it. Next week when you come, the room's probably going to be back the same way. We all deal with change. Some changes are bigger than others. Sometimes, I mean, we obviously change grades every year. We maybe move houses. Big change maybe your mom or dad have gotten a different job and you're moving cities, moving different schools, trying to meet new friends. All these things are changes, and it's inevitable. It's going to happen. As you can see, obviously this is a very big change, because instead of me being there in person, which I would love to have been teaching you about change, I've recorded this video. Life inevitably brings us change. In my life, my work closed my base in February in Tucson, and I had to move to a base in Glendale. And dealing with that change really turned my life upside down. I didn't want to accept change, mostly because of my family in Tucson, my friends, the Life Team program, you guys. I really miss you. And having to be out of there really put a negative feeling in my heart about this particular change that happened in my life.
it wasn't until I accepted change in my life that really things started changing for the better. I can actually remember when it happened. It was Holy Thursday, and it was really the only mass that I could find that was late enough that I could make, because I got off at 7. And so I got off at 7 and I ran over there really quick, and I knelt, I got into mass right before it started, and I kneeled down just for a second to pray a little bit. And I'm sitting there and I'm praying, my eyes are closed, and I hear this voice that I recognize, and I'm like, well, I'm in Phoenix, I don't know this person. And I'm like, man, it really sounds familiar. And I kind of open up my eye and I look over, and it's Ike Dolo. And he is an amazing singer, and he just so happens to be the music minister there. And I thought to myself, I was like, wow, this is going to be a great mass. And it was. It was an amazing mass, and that's actually where I go to mass now, every Sunday when I'm up here, when I can't be there at Saints Peter and Paul. But it was that moment and that day when I left there, I really started looking at, maybe Phoenix isn't too bad, and I could accept this change. And I started going to church, a couple daily masses there when I was free. My attitude towards my crew here at work got a lot better. We started meshing a little better. I met this girl up here. So, everything just started, and if it wasn't for this change in Tucson when they closed my base that I thought was just so bad, none of this stuff would have happened. You can't not accept change. Change is going to happen in your life whether you want it to or not. People are going to change. People are going to come in and out of your life. So change is good, and if you embrace change, it can be a great thing. Each and every one in this room right now has dealt with change. Whether it was a big change or small change, we've all dealt with it. And the faster that we learn to accept that change, the better things will be, and the better things will start to get, because you're accepting change. So your attitudes towards things, you have to be that positive person in the parish that embraces the change, to lead by example for the ones that are younger than you, and especially for those ones that are older than you, because they're going to have the hardest with this change. I hope if anybody, you hear negative things said about changes and why they're changing it and this is unnecessary, I hope you talk to them. I hope you help them understand why these changes are happening, that it's for the better of the church. And like in the video that you saw from Life Team, that there were thousands and thousands of people that spent time over 10 years going through and making these changes. It wasn't just something that the Vatican made up on a whim. In this series, we're going to look at some of the changes that will be happening in the words of the Mass. Many think, if God is unchanging, why is the Mass changing? Some will resist the change. Some might be uncomfortable with the new words we'll be using. This does not mean that God has changed. As you will see over the next few weeks, these changes in the words we say at Mass will simply help us encounter and worship the unchanging God in a new and deeper way. I'm sorry once again that I'm not there with you guys all the time. If I could, I would be. So listen to the core, pray with the core, and just know that I'm always here for you guys and that I'm always praying for you. Love you guys. Bye.